Hello, dear students. How is it, everybody? I hope everybody is doing well. So, this is lecture number second of this chapter, carbon and its compound. So, let's start this lecture without any delay and let's move on to the next slide. Okay, students. So, here we are. Here we will talk about covalent bond. Okay. So, basically, guys, what happens? We know about ionic bond. Ionic bond. And what is ionic bond? The bond between the elements where there is a transfer of electron. Let's suppose NaCl. Let's take an example of NaCl. Here, what is happening? Na is giving electron and it is becoming Na plus. And chlorine is accepting electron and it is becoming chlorine minus. So there is a transfer of electron, and that's why this is forming cation and this is forming anion, and due to the strong force of attraction this compound is formed. But guys, in covalent bond there is no transfer of electron. Basically guys, in covalent bond the bond is formed by sharing of electron. By sharing of electron. Now how does it get done? So let me tell you that we all know that carbon can neither lose nor accept electrons. And why it cannot lose or accept electrons? I told you the reason in the previous video. Because if it loses electron, then it will require lots of energy. Or if it accepts electron, then for 6 proton, it is not possible to hold 10 electrons. Okay, so that is the reason guys that carbon can neither lose nor accept electrons. But there is a very special thing about carbon, that it can share its electron. And this is the reason that carbonic compounds are present in large number in our nature. Why? Because carbon has the ability to form this covalent bond because it can share its electrons. So guys, such bonds which are formed by sharing of an electron pair between two atoms are known as covalent bonds. Let's suppose, let me give you an example of this. Let me change the pen first. We are taking the example of carbon. Now what is the atomic number of carbon? It is 6. Atomic number of carbon is 6. So guys, what will happen if I write down the electronic configuration for carbon? Then it will be 2 and 4. It will be what? 2 and 4. In K shell there is 2 electron, and in L shell there are 4 electrons. Now guys, these are the valence electron. And what are the valence electron? Which are present in valence shell. And what is valence shell? The outermost shell is known as valence shell. So guys, this carbon wants to complete its octet. This wants to complete its octet. So if it wants to complete its octet and it cannot lose or accept electron, so what will it do? It will form covalent bond. And in covalent bond, it doesn't need to share its electron or it doesn't need to transfer its electron. It can just share its electron. Okay, now how this sharing is possible? Let's move on to the next slide and let's talk about how this sharing is possible. Okay students, so here we are. Here we will talk about the covalent bond in hydrogen. By understanding this, you will be able to know how covalent bond is formed. So guys, the atomic number of hydrogen is 1. We all know that. Okay, because hydrogen comes on one number, it means there is one electron and there is one proton on hydrogen. So, because the atomic number of hydrogen is 1, hence hydrogen has one electron in its K shell and it requires one more electron to fill the K shell. And why it wants to fill the K shell? Because it's want to attain the electronic configuration of the nearest noble gas. And the nearest noble gas of hydrogen is helium, whose electronic configuration is 2. It means in K shell, there are 2 electrons present in helium. So hydrogen also wants 1 electron to complete its octet. Okay, now guys, 2 hydrogen atoms share their electrons to form a molecule of hydrogen. Now, I tell you what I am trying to say. So basically guys, we have one hydrogen and it has one electron, and I'm showing this electron by this cross. You can also show it by dot. So if it wants to complete its octet, so it needs one more electron. So there is another atom of hydrogen and it has one electron. So what will this hydrogen do? This will share its electron to this another electron, to this another atom of hydrogen. So now guys, you can see that there are 2 electrons on this hydrogen. Okay, and on this hydrogen, or this hydrogen number 2nd, it has also 2 electrons, because this hydrogen didn't transfer this electron but it just shared this electron. So these 2 electrons are shared to both the hydrogen atom. This hydrogen atom also has 2 electrons and this hydrogen atom also has 2 electrons. So now guys, you can see there is no transfer of electron but there is sharing of electron. This hydrogen is sharing electron to this hydrogen and this another hydrogen is sharing its electron to this hydrogen. By this, both the elements has completed their octets. Okay, so I hope guys this point is clear to you. Here you can see 2 hydrogen elements are combining by the covalent bond and it is forming H2 molecule. H2 molecule. Okay guys, I hope this point is clear to you. So what we have seen here, we have seen that there is a sharing of electron and covalent bond is formed. This allows each hydrogen atom to attain the electronic configuration of the nearest noble gas, helium, which has 2 electrons in its K shell. So you can see now they have attained the electronic configuration of helium, which is near to, or you can say which is the nearest noble gas to hydrogen, and it has 2 electrons in its K shell. Now, we can depict this using dots or crosses to present or to represent valence electron. You can see that I have denoted the electron by this cross. You can also denote it by dot. So this shared pair of electron is said to constitute a single covalent bond between the 2 hydrogen atoms. Now guys, I can also show it by this single line. This single line means that there is sharing of one electron between these 2 hydrogen atoms. Okay, if one electron is shared, or you can say if one pair of electron is shared, then you can call it a single covalent bond. Okay, so you can show it by the single line because only one electron is shared, or one pair of electron. If you call it combined, then you can say one pair of electron is shared between these two hydrogen atom, and each atom is sharing only one electron. So that's why this is a single bond. Now guys, a single covalent bond is also represented by line between two atoms. So the same thing I have told you, that there is a line between these two atoms, and this is showing the single covalent bond. Now this is a little bit clear picture. You can see this is a clear picture how sharing is done between these two hydrogen atoms. So this hydrogen atom has one electron, and this hydrogen atom has also one electron, and now they are sharing their electrons. These two electrons are shared between these two hydrogen. So you can see that this H2 molecule is formed, and this is shared electron. Shared electron. So I hope guys this point is clear to you. Now if it is clear to you, so let's move ahead on the next slide, and let's talk about the other important examples so that we can understand this topic more. So I hope you all are ready to go ahead. So let's move on to the next slide guys. Okay students, so here we are, and here we will talk about one example. Okay, now before talking about this example, let me tell you that this is electron dot structure. Okay, what I have made here, this is basically electron dot structure. This is also this picture. This picture is of electron dot structure. So if you are asked that draw the electron dot structure of a compound or a molecule, then you will have to draw this picture. Now I will be explaining this to you, that how do we do it. So let's move on to this example, and let's talk about this. So the atomic number of chlorine is 17, and we have given, let me write solution here. So we have given the atomic number of chlorine 17. Now we are asked what would be its electronic configuration and its valency. Okay, so basically guys, if I want to write the electronic configuration, then we know that the electronic configuration of chlorine is 2, 8 and 7. Okay, so in first shell there is 2 electron, in second shell there is 8 electron. More than 8 electron cannot come in the second shell. So you have to remember this. Now 7 electron is remain, so it will come in the last shell. So guys, now if you are asked what is the valency of chlorine, so generally the valency of chlorine is 1, because it can accept 1 electron. Okay, and after accepting 1 electron, the octet of chlorine can be completed. So now guys, let's talk about the second question, that chlorine forms a diatomic molecule. Chlorine forms a diatomic molecule Cl2. Can you draw the electron dot structure for this molecule? Okay, now guys, one more thing I want to let you know, that this covalent bond will always be formed between two non-metals. Covalent bond can always be formed between two non-metal. metal. Okay, so Cl2, it means there is a bond between chlorine atoms. Two chlorine atoms are combined and forming one Cl2 molecule. Okay, now guys, if I want to draw the electron dot structure for this molecule, so how will I do it? This is, let me write it here. So this is chlorine atom. Okay, and this is another chlorine atom, and they both want to complete its octet. Now these are the valence electron. What are the valence electron? Valent electron are the electron which are present in the last shell. So in last shell there are 7 electrons. So I will denote these electron by these crosses like this. You can see these are 7 electrons. Now here also this chlorine atom has 7 electrons. So I will draw it like this. Now this chlorine wants to complete its octet. So what will it do? It will share this electron with this chlorine. So it shared its one electron with this chlorine. So these two electrons will be shared between two chlorine atoms. Now guys, you can see the octets of both the chlorine atom is completed. You can count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now in the last shell of chlorine atom, 8 electrons are present. And if I talk about this other element of chlorine, or you can say atom of chlorine, here also if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 electrons are present in this chlorine as well, or you can say 8 electrons are present in the valence shell of this chlorine. So both the octets, or you can say octets of the each element is completed. So thus this is the covalent bond between chlorine and chlorine. Okay, so thus Cl2 is formed by the covalent bond between chlorine atoms. So I hope guys this point is clear to you, this example is clear to you. The electron dot structure we have seen in this example, I hope you might have been able to understand how do we make it. Okay, so guys, the thing which I have just told you, that covalent bond is always be formed between two non-metals. So this is very important. Most of the students get confused at this point. Okay, and ionic bond will always be formed between a metal and a non-metal. Okay, this metal will donate its electron to this non-metal, and this non-metal will accept the electron which is donated by the metal, and it will form a ionic compound. The examples of the ionic compound is NaCl, NaCl, and I will not talk about much here because I have already told you that what is a ionic compound. But here we definitely talk about the examples of covalent compound, or such compounds which are made by the covalent bond. So the first example is hydrogen. Okay, this hydrogen gas is made by combining two hydrogen elements, and how they are combined, or you can say which bond is present in this hydrogen gas. So your answer will be covalent bond, because hydrogen is a non-metal, and when there is a bond between non-metal and metal, then that bond will be covalent bond. Okay, now the other example of this, Cl2, which we have just saw. Okay, the another example of this is H2O. Okay, here you can see there are two types of element are present, hydrogen and oxygen. And as soon as we move ahead in this chapter, we will talk about lots of compounds. We will see lots of example where more than 2 and 3 atoms will be present where there is a covalent bond. So I hope guys this point is clear to you. So now I am ending this session here, and we will talk about more on this chapter in the next lecture. So till then, thank you so much students, and bye bye.